how much pressure and programming, where it comes from, is put on us to alter ourselves. I don't think there's anything wrong with adorning ourselves and playing with color and scents and creativity. I think that's very natural. However, I just have to question when it's for profit. The conflict of interest and somebody sitting in a boardroom and marketing and setting the standard for what is acceptable as beauty and altering ourselves to be accepted by who or what. So I just question it. Today we're going to be exploring radical self-acceptance in the case of fine cottony Afro textured hair. Though you may have slanted eyes, very pale skin, small breasts, but a flatter butt, or are they healthy? Are they healthy? So we're going to be exploring that, and confidence, the therapeutic confidence that comes with radical self-acceptance. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Greetings, this is Body-Culinary, and today I wanted to share about Afro locks as confidence therapy. And whether you are chocolate or not, whatever your unique package is, confidence can be very deeply therapeutic. So that's what I want to touch on today. So I am one of those human flowers that popped out onto this earth plane. My texture of hair is very, very fine, kinky, cottony. Some people call it kinky, nappy, and I have made a decision to embrace it. I call it radical self-acceptance. So this is the quickie style that I'm rocking today. So I just wanted to just share how this is one of the things I'm very big into, what I can sustain and as self-therapy. What's going to be therapy for me that I have access to. So feel free to grab your water in a wine glass and let's chat. So I am Body-Culinary, personal trainer, chef, lover of a natural lifestyle, natural born woman, and I'm one of those people, again, as I said, I have this kinky hair, and on this channel I love to encourage and to share about peaceful consumption. And what that looks like for me is consuming foods that I can still recognize as foods with their whole living water intact. I can still recognize them as food. It can be prepared very deliciously with all of my Afro, Southern, and Caribbean flavor, and it's also really good to my cells, my organs, and my arteries. I also like to encourage motivation to start a garden and a personal movement practice. All of these things are deeply therapeutic. So if you're interested in that kind of content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You can always comment respectfully in the comment section. I will post from time to time in the community section. If you're interested in my guide on whole living unprocessed foods as a lifestyle, you can find that on body-culinary.com, as well as natural beauty, no products, only food. So that's cruelty-free, vegan, and I do put fruits and vegetables and food on my face and my hair and skin. So that being said, Afro locks, or confidence as therapy. So in my case, it's Afro locks, but I know some women that are very pale with blondish or strawberry blonde hair, whatever your package is, because it's interesting. If you go back on this channel, there are two videos that are called an impromptu beauty conference, where I was just sharing just my observation, just one woman's perspective, not necessarily the truth. My observation around the trend of many young women that are reporting and commenting on YouTube about breast implant illness and their bodies rejecting the implants and having to take them out. Also in Asia, the amount of young women that are being gifted by their parents with surgery to alter their very beautiful eyelids. So I'm looking from another perspective. They have very inset that I have this kinky hair, and their beauty markers, those inlaid eyes, which I think it's absolutely stunning. So I marvel a lot at just how much pressure and programming, where it comes from, is put on us to alter ourselves. I don't think there's anything wrong with adorning ourselves and playing with color and scents and creativity. I think that's very natural. However, I just have to question when it's for profit. the conflict of interest, and somebody sitting in a boardroom and marketing and setting the standard for what is acceptable as beauty and altering ourselves to be accepted by who or what. So I just question it. At the same time, I can appreciate beauty just as much as anyone. And as we get more hard-earned wisdom and life experience, I have to say, other people's hair, it's not my business. It's not my business. And at the same time, I am of the perspective that representation matters. Representation, I can tell you from my experience and of young women, representation matters. You can see in our behavior, right, and our putting ourselves in harm's way and ignoring the potential outcome and consequences that we've seen played out. There's a reason why we put ourselves in harm's way, to garner attention and to garner affection and not feeling chosen. So representation matters, and rather than stuffing our points of view down folks' throat, I think it can perhaps be more effective, and my desire is always to be more effective, is to just present our offering and what we'd like to share in the world. Some people that are very dear to me wear wigs and weaves, and they're actually gorgeous and they're stunning. Now, that's not my preference or my experience for myself. I can appreciate, as I've said before, a fresh face full of makeup. I can appreciate artistic expression and creativity. However, certain things are not for me and for my lifestyle. I prefer a very active lifestyle. I'm someone that's had a lot of extreme acne before and hyperpigmentation. I have like a little blemish right now. And the beautiful thing with living foods, I can leave it alone and it'll clear up on its own. But I also know, because I eat very clean, that was from eating too much nuts. So periodically, even if they're raw, too much nuts, too much nuts. So in any event, the representation matters. And so, case in point, I was walking to the market today, and a young lady said, "Wow, I really like your hair." Now, that's interesting. And I said, "Thank you." I'm sure sometimes it's the energy or how we carry ourselves, something that people are attracted to. I may not likely be considered as the all-American or the standard Afro beauty, especially without slicked edges and without a bunch of makeup today. I did put a little eyeliner and mascara on, and I went and put a couple of dabs of like the sheer glitter, because I like glitter, and have some cocoa butter on my lips. So that's about it for me, and that's something I'm comfortable with. That's made up for me. My skin can still breathe, and I prefer not to wear foundation and makeup because I like my skin to breathe. That's very, very important to me, and I like to sweat. So if I just deconstruct my hairstyle today, right? So again, my locks are flat. I don't do any twisting. What I have on today is just one of these, handy dandy. So if you're tender-headed, I'm tender-headed, kinky hair, interesting color. My hair can't take a lot. It gets weathered. This cottony carpet gets weathered quickly. So it's very important that I use things that are very gentle on my hair. And any kind of pulling makes me extremely uncomfortable. It can give me headaches. So I have this over, and I've used this before, a very loose, this is so loose, hair structure. Otherwise, my hair will be wrapped around. I'll continually be pulling my hair out. So there's no twisting, none of that. And I'm saying for somebody that has very fine hair, this would be my version of a lion's mane. So this is most of my hair. And you see this is not even a Congo Nati. So I really embraced it. I really, really embraced it. And I prefer to have a hairstyle that allows me to play. Look, I don't have to do any, I don't really have to do much. I don't have to put any oil. I'm not doing any retwisting. I'll tie it down from time to time. And then I also have my little silk satiny, same material, satin pillowcase. It's not a pillowcase, but it's like a really cute flat square that I put down. So that's good for my skin, and it's also good for my hair. So that's about all that we're doing here. And it frees up so much time for me to do other things, especially to play. So representation matters, because one time, I would have been told, why are you wearing your hair outside like that? Even elders, family members, I might have been laughed at. especially with the no twisting. It's like, come on, at least you can twist it. So we're in a time where you're seeing more women, as you see more folks embracing semi-freeform locks, which mine are. The hair locks on its own, semi-freeform and freeform locks, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's a wonderful option that we can have for ourselves, especially at a young age. So I say let it grow, especially your daughter's hair. Let it grow, or it's not much that you have to do, and you can make more time to play. And I prefer to focus on health as a number one beauty product, and you can add your little scarves, and other little things if you want, to be creative. So I just thought that was interesting that I got a compliment, also quite a bit of stares. There are different groups of folks where I'm at currently. And it's interesting, some of the children, and somebody else, another chocolate person pointed out to me that there are not a lot of women in particular with locks here. So maybe 3 that we can think of. Maybe I know I've seen a 4th one somewhere, maybe 5. But that's it. So it's a lot of mixtures of people, but there are not a lot of folks with locks. And it never even occurred to me, So, children with their big, wide, innocent eyes, and they don't shield anything. Little children will stare. So how we carry ourselves, and maybe folks may think it's down, or we may feel we're not obligated, we can do what we want to do. Representation and how we carry ourselves as women, I think it matters. Particularly, I often wonder, at the amount of disrespect in terms of the music culture and men's expression, or different gyms I've been in, where the music is very degrading. Even if the beat is fantastic, quite often I can't get past the lyrics. And so I often wondered, how do we contribute to this climate of disrespect, and how could we cultivate another kind of environment or see something different? So what I also want to talk in terms of Afro locks, which I'm calling because I have Afro textured hair, so there's freeform locks, semi-freeform locks. I'm calling these Afro locks because it's a distinction. There's a whole unique experience which comes with this hair. And now that I think of it, I'm sure that Asian flowers have an experience with their eyes, and I'm sure some of my Irish folks, or folks with a paler, very, very pale skin, have their own experience in terms of sunburn. Or I don't know, maybe some folks feel that they're too pale. It seems like, the folks with the straight hair want curly hair, the folks with the kinky hair, everybody wants something other than what we have. So patience. I wanted to just discuss how patience has its rewards. And maybe perhaps I'll see if I can find some pictures of what my hair was looking like. So again, some people might consider it very unattractive. And I've heard many people talk about the ugly phase. I would call it, because how we speak about ourselves, it affects how we feel. So I would say an in-between stage where the hair is gone past the beady bead or the pesse and pessy, the little curly knots that you can rub with a washcloth or one of these new sponges they have out, or some people twist it, which is really cute. So you're kind of in between. It's not totally short or peach fuzz, or it's gotten beyond those little beady beads, those little kinky knots, and it's not long. And so, in particular, if you're not twisting, and should you have very fine hair, you might be feeling, whoa, I can't walk out like that. And so I wanted to just encourage you, first of all, patience has its rewards. And I think that's one of the biggest things. I really, really stand firm in Afro textured hair and kinky textured hair like this, and fine hair is a beauty mark. It's something that makes us really unique. And I think it's interesting that we would sacrifice one of the most unique human features. It's not many people, it's only Afro folks that have this. There's actually some perms and wigs so people can experience this. And this is a whole experience physiologically and culturally, and it is a beauty mark. So perspective, some people may have a nice mole. I don't even know, I had a mole for years here. And people have commented on it, like, just where it was placed, as a beauty mark. And so I say often that I have retrained my eyes. So this to me is a beauty mark. And the more patience I have with it, and the longer it gets, and more it's like, it's kind of like fitted into place. It's created and engineered just for me. Just for me. It goes perfectly with this chocolate caramel skin. It's so perfect design just for me. So I really appreciate it, and I love the freedom of Afro locks with literally, and I used to look at our vanilla counterparts and like, wow, they can just get up and go. They don't have to spend all that time and steaming and all this stuff. And I'm not talking about neglect, but just the feeling that they could get up and go. They didn't have to do anything. They could just fall, if they want to play and curl it, they can do that. But I desired for the longest time, I just feel like, how come we can't get up and go? And guess what? We can. We don't even have to use oil. So more than likely, you'll experiment with different things. Now, I can say, I can think very clearly now with life experience, with so much experience, so many, decades as a return to natural. I can think of many things that I would do in the in-between stage. And so now that I have a bit of length on my hair, now I can repeat some of my favorite styles, and I have chosen styles that work with very fine hair, which, can be fluffy, but when you twist it down, you see it in your scalp, and it just looks very sparse. So not retwisting has allowed me to capitalize and benefit from them spreading this way. Instead of being thick, they spread this way, out wide and flat, so they look fuller. So that's a fantastic benefit. My hair is also very delicate and fragile. I've studied porosity. I get confused with which one is which. However, I do know when I wash my hair, I can see just the beads of water sit on top of it for a while. Maybe a combination. So getting to know your hair, this is a certain kind of texture. It is very, very fragile, very prone to breakage. I'm not interested. There's somebody that kind of spams this channel and says, puts other different names. You should look into fast growth, some kind of shampoo. If someone was paying attention, no, I'm not interested in a bunch of products. I threw them out years ago, and I don't ever plan on bringing them back because it's just been a relief to get in and out of the shower out of all those products. Oh, what a relief. So I can think of several styles that I would do with this hair. And so I would do very loose twists. I did a lot of flat twists, because I wasn't a great person at cornrowing. And the flat twist was so complimentary. It wasn't so much pulling on the scalp. It allowed my scalp to breathe. And I got really creative with the flat twist styles and then double strand twists at the end. So that was a lot of fun, a lot of creativity. So flat twists were my double strand twists and flat twists became my go-to style. And I could do it every couple of days. And I got some great combs because the technology around the combs has gotten so much better. And so now if I wanted to, I could probably do a loose twist, but I just don't desire to do a lot of that stuff. From time to time, I will roll them. However, just a lot of the time I've got so much going on, I have the freedom now of wearing my hair, wearing it down, and I love shaking up my knots when I wake up in the morning. So it doesn't get any simpler. I'm not twisting at the roots. For me, someone with very fine, delicate hair, my hairline would be gone already. I notice I'm lucky that some of my eyebrows came back, so my body signals me quite often to just left it alone. So if you see some of the pictures, it's interesting, like if someone will say, how you would consider the quote-unquote ugly duckling, and folks weren't kicking it to you, and then as you mature and you come into your own, I remember at one point all the guys from the block in my own neighborhood growing up started saying, hey, speaking to me, and I'm like, these are the people that were like, ignoring me before. But as I came into my own as a young woman, it was like they didn't even recognize, who I was. So, with this hair, you may think it's in an in-between stage and may not be appreciating it. However, creativity and patience is your friend. Just the very fact that I have some length and I've cut it a few times, but just that I can leave it alone, it's light and fluffy. I don't have to twist it. And it has styles, which is coming from your own creativity and just some simple elegance that are coming from you, that are fitted just to you. So just trying to fit ourselves in everyone's box. We don't have to do that. It's an option, but we just don't have to. We have natural, teeny tiny natural baby hairs when we sweat from a workout, hint, hint, which is excellent for growth, hair growth. But we just don't have to do all of that stuff. And so I really prioritize mental freedom. So I'll see if I can find some pics of my hair before so you can see the difference, right, that patience makes. Have a nice, a healthy size ponytail that flows when I jump rope, and I like that. So you want to experience all of those things. You don't have to be ashamed about wanting to experience your own beauty. So this is mine. This is mine. I don't have to put a hair piece on. It's just so wonderful and refreshing to know, you just don't have to go get something imitation. You can if you want to play an expression, but you don't need to. And again, it's a beauty mark. So the patience, the in-between stage, you have simple, elegance, discovery of how your hair behaves. Then you also have the relaxation of sitting into radical self-acceptance. And then also, the relaxation that comes as you may find 2 to 5 simple styles that you can wear. I mean, I can think of right now, if my hair was an in-between stage, most likely I would fluff it and roll it up. Just put it on rollers. I would take a loose strip twist and I would put it on rollers and let it puff up at the root, which is what it wants to do anyway. I can think of like different kinds of buns that I would do. And then my flat twist, my double strand twist. Also if you have Afro locks, so you're looking to start Afro locks and you just want to, perhaps just, again, leave it alone, right? And not twist it at all. If your hair is short and you're letting it puff out, you could perhaps just take sections of it, spritz it with water or the cactus juice or fresh aloe vera, and then just roll it up. However, you might want to be mindful of rolling it not totally at the last minute. But however, if you don't have products, that's a benefit. Your hair will set nice and easy. But roll it so you have enough time for it to set overnight. And if your hair is shorter, it will also hold the curls better. And you've got a really nice, beautiful, textured, curly fro. So again, we have options. You'll find your sweet spot of styles. I would also say with these Afro locks, it's a form of confidence therapy. That's how it's occurring to me in my mind. It's a confidence therapy of relaxing. There was a time, numerous times I was tempted to go get some styling gel. And I was like, nah, we have aloe in the yard. And then I'm thinking like, I don't really need it. So this is also part of me having retrained my eyes, this is what it looks like without slicking or whatever. So I've actually been very intentional around changing my eyes. So you'll find your sweet spot of styles. The focus, however, my focus and the focus I like to encourage is on health. Health as our number one beauty product. So not only health, but also confidence and relaxation. So in the space of confidence and relaxation, we're making more mental space. We have more mental space now to free up like, wow, I really can go and do my personal movement practice, right? Also, in terms of relaxation, the more you throw out those 20 million bottles of products without intending to get more, and you declutter, you'll make more room for what it is that you really love, which hopefully is yourself, health, the very best food that we want to feed ourselves, and also beautiful clothes, which, by the way, you can thrift a lot of really beautiful things now for a fraction of the cost, which is smart economics, right? And then also our movement practice will allow us to be able to wear a lot of the things in the closet or in our drawers, dresser drawers, that we may not be wearing because they're ill-fitted. They're not fitting the body temple well, or they may be very uncomfortable. And then also with confidence, we have the mental space. Perhaps we have more mental space to make really good choices, right? Not from a space of panic or triggeration. We can make better choices around our food consumption. So all of this, Afro locks, can really foster confidence, which can then free up the mental space. And you make so much time, you'll have so much more time for your movement practice, right? So you see how one is leading to the other and how the confidence is a foundation. Many of us are striving for beauty when, however, what would happen if perhaps we just shifted the focus more to health? Because all of us at our most beautiful or most attractive to ourselves and others when we're not overstuffed and when we're at a natural, healthy weight for the body. The body knows how to set itself to a natural, healthy weight when we just stop overstuffing it with food. So one of my deepest, again, I have some very deep movement practices for me. That's my garden, my movement practice, and my consumption patterns. How I'm eating, huge. My biggest tools in my toolbox. So I freed up so much time mentally first. This is a foundation here, mentally, for creativity. And so as someone that's worked in the fitness and the gym industry for many years and at some of the top gyms, I've invested a lot of money on some very expensive workout gear, like a lot. Some of them, because I spent so much good money on them, are still good today. But I also remember I vowed to myself, after the last gym I worked with, I vowed to myself that I would create my own workout gear. So in just getting rid of a lot of the anxiety of chasing quote-unquote beauty and outside validation, you make more space for creativity. So right now I'm loving my little pants, that have my signature on them. It's what I created for myself. So freeing up mental space from, dejected thoughts and stinking thinking and comparing ourselves to others, it can cost us a lot. So I invite you to consider Afro locks or whatever your packaging is, radical self-acceptance and confidence, cultivating confidence as a form of therapy. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are about that. So feel free to comment again respectfully in the comment section, and I will see you all in another video. And I'm inviting you to create a great day on purpose, one that you can be proud of, just because you said so. All right, see you soon. Oh, don't forget, Waist Beads training is coming up. It's on the calendar. A 3-day nutritional fast and goddess cakes, living passion cakes. All of that is on the calendar over at info@bodyculinary.com. So if you're interested, get on the mailing list because there are limited spots. All right, see you soon. So everybody can grow something.